Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Juliet Rebello and I'm a realtor and investor here in Orange County, California. And before we start today's video, I just want to give a huge thank you to everybody that liked and commented and subscribed on my last video about Tesla and BYD. I really appreciate you guys' comments and I love hearing from you guys. In today's video, we're going to be talking about what happened last week with Tesla and the SPY because the market really threw us for a curveball. Then I'll walk you through why I'm still short on SPY heading into late April and what I think is really going on beneath the surface. Before we get into it, I just want to put out a quick disclaimer here that everything that I talk about in this video and all of my videos is just solely based on my own research and my trading plan. I spend a lot of time talking to other traders and studying the market and just doing my own research. So I'm not telling you what to do. This is simply what my trading plan is and what I'm doing. So please don't take this as financial advice. I'm just here to share my plays and what I'm doing, and hopefully this helps you sharpen your own thinking and help guide you with some of the choices that you make. Let's start with the backdrop. Jerome Powell, the Fed, and all the pressure coming from DC. So Jerome Powell gave us a cautious speech last week, and what the market heard is no rate cuts for now, which honestly makes sense because inflation is still sticky in housing and services, and the Fed is not trying to jump the gun. Meanwhile, Powell is in a weird spot politically. He's a hardcore Republican, a hardcore capitalist, and he's also a Federalist Society guy. But Trump, who reappointed him in 2021, is not exactly a fan of him. There's already buzz about whether or not Jerome Powell's job is safe, even though technically the president can't just fire him. Trump made it clear that he wanted to lower rates to boost the economy going into this year, and Powell's trying to hold the line without making it look too political. So the Fed stays cautious, inflation stays elevated, and the markets don't get the easy money vibes that they were hoping for. All of that should be bearish for SPY. But then let's talk about what really happened last week. So the setup was solid, the SPY was showing some weakness, and it looked like the chart was ready to roll over. I was shorting the SPY and everything was looking good until Friday. And that's when Tesla spiked and it changed everything. So what caused it? Well, according to several credible sources, the Trump administration put out a quiet but coordinated call to MAGA-aligned investors to support Elon Musk and Tesla. Whether it was a show of support, a political flex, or something more strategic at play, the result was clear. Tesla's stock surged hard. And since Tesla's part of the S&P 500, its rally lifted the entire index, blowing up what was a pretty clean setup on SPY. In fact, let's look at the bigger picture. Over the last 2 weeks, SPY has been trending down. You can see it here. It peaked around $603 back in mid-February and has steadily dropped to around $564. That's a pretty significant move. The Tesla spike was sudden, and it threw off the momentum short term, but the overall trend still pointing lower. My puts run late through April, so I'm not sweating a one-day move if the bear story hasn't changed. So the big question, do I still believe in the short? Absolutely, and here's why. Number one, the economy is still slowing. We're seeing weaker consumer data, manufacturing contraction, and early signs that employment may be cooling. This isn't a crash setup, but it isn't exactly a bullish environment either. Two, earnings aren't justifying current prices. Many of the big names in the S&P 500 are priced for perfection, but margins are getting squeezed and guidance from CEOs are getting more cautious. That disconnect, it matters. Three, the Fed's not saving the market yet. Powell was clear, rate cuts are not guaranteed and inflation still has to come down. And now with the White House leaning on him, Powell has to walk a fine line that creates volatility, not certainty. Four, tariff risk is real. The Trump administration is floating potential tariffs on Chinese goods. That could hit global supply chains, raise costs, and push inflation right back up. If that happens, the Fed's hands are tied and the market suffers. So Tesla's spike was frustrating, but the broader setup hasn't changed. I still believe SPY is overbought, overconfident, and vulnerable. And with my options going through late April, I'm giving this one room to play out. Now, before we wrap up, let's talk about something constructive. A stock that I do like, BYDDY. While Tesla's movements lately have felt more political than fundamental, BYD has just been quietly innovating and executing. They're profitable, they're dominating in China, the largest EV market in the world. They manufacture their own batteries, giving them more control over cost and performance. They're expanding globally in Europe, Southeast Asia, Latin America, you name it. And here's the game changer. BYD is rolling out a new battery tech that can deliver a full charge in less than 5 minutes. That's not just fast, that is a breakthrough. If that technology scales, that changes the EV adoption curve entirely. From a valuation standpoint, BYD is trading at a much more reasonable multiple than Tesla. It's not hyped, it's just a smart, scalable EV company with real innovation and global growth potential. So if you're looking for EV exposure without all of that noise, BYDDY is still very much on my radar. So what is the takeaway? Markets are wild right now. It is not just earnings and charts, it is personalities, politics, and power plays. The Tesla spike showed us how fast consumer sentiment can change, but also that you need to see through it and stick to the data. If you're holding SPY puts like I am, stay patient, the trend is still in your favor. And if you want balance with a smart long-term growth name, I still like BYDDY. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. It's actually starting to get really dark outside now, but please leave me a comment with your opinion on the Tesla rally, the SPY, and whatever else you've been watching lately. Please be sure to like, comment, and turn on your bell notification so you can be notified every time I upload a brand new video. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.